favorite football weekend. He hit it! Oh my goodness!
I want to welcome everyone to Lepanto, Arkansas, NH Sports coverage of 2A3 baseball. We've got the EPC Warriors hosting the BIC Mustangs here at Lepanto Sports Complex. 1-1 count to leadoff hitter Seth Ibanez, who lines one out to left field.
Leadoff hit for the catcher, 435 hitter will increase that average. He has a leadoff
Single for the Mustangs. The Mustangs 11-5, 3-2 in the 2A3 conference, coached by Bill Taylor. And we'll see Houston McClellan, the second baseman, number 6, come to the plate with a base runner on. Seth Ibanez, the catcher. Houston McClellan, the second baseman. Gunnar James, the center fielder, will bat third. Jax Cobb, the left fielder, bats fourth. Slade Oxner, the DH, in the 5-hole. Bunt attempt fouled behind the catcher, so 0-1 count to McClellan. Wicker Craig, the shortstop, bats 6. Braxton Matheny, the third baseman, bats 7. We'll see Kel Gathright on the mound for the Mustangs, batting 8. Noah Ibanez, the first baseman, will bat 9th, with Jake Hurst playing right field for the Mustangs. 0-1 pitch from Caden Kimbrell is in the dirt. That bounces back to behind the catcher, and that'll let Seth Ibanez move to second, so a runner in scoring position early here for the Mustangs. They're facing Caden Kimbrell on the mound. He's got a 2-0 record. He's thrown 19 in the third innings this year. Struck out 17, walked 14. There's been 13 earned runs on 24 hits against him, with a 4.71 ERA. In the outfield for you see strike 2 on the pitch there. In the outfield for EPC, Brown, Buchanan, and Worsham left to right, with Austin Black at third, Eli Black at short, Stone and Corbin on the right side of the infield at second and first, and Jeff Holloman, the battery mate for Kimbrell, as he catches a high and outside ball 3, and it's a 3-1 count to Houston McClellan, the 308 hitter, 8 RBI, 17 runs scored this season, trying to add to those totals with Ibanez on second base. Both these teams in the hunt here in 2A3 action. This is a pivotal game. EPC sitting at 3-1 in conference, BIC at 3-2. You see a 3-1 delivery, swung on and missed. And the score that would be strike 3 foul upon strike call. So swinging strikeout from Kimbrell. McClellan is retired for the first out of the ball game. The fielder Gunnar James takes his place in the box. 573 hitter. Correction, 513 hitter. Can't read my own writing. He's got a home run and 22 RBIs, trying to add to those totals. Swung on, missed at a breaking ball, and it's 0-1 early. Leading the Mustangs in average, tied for the home run lead with the 1. And now 1-5, stay hard up there, kid. Drop one for me as well. That was going to be fouled off to the Warrior dugout, and it's 0-2. Log jam here in the 2A3. Riverside leading the conference at 6-0. Corning, EPC, Cross County, all 3-1, followed by BIC at 3-2. Rector 3-3, Bay 2-4. Piggott and Marmaduke winless at the bottom so far, as Kimbrell will step off the back of the mound to regather. We're going to have another mound. Quick discussion between Kimbrell and Jeb Holloman on either signs or confusion on what the call was. The umpires are deliberating. Now that the mound visit is over, it's the second mound visit. I don't know if that's what they're talking about. So they are back in position now. James will take his spot. And batter's box down 0-2 to Kimbrough. Ibanez on second base with that leadoff single.
I'm gonna have to look in the backpack for.
0-2 delivery up high, ball 1. 1-2 now to James.
I plugged it in when I got here, and it stood for an hour. And now I got 20 minutes left, and it's still the.
Monday afternoon, as we saw the EPC Lady Warriors beat the Riverside Lady Rebels in softball action. Popped up on the first base side, foul. And cannot
Corral it. First baseman Alan Corbin kind of overran the high sky ball here.
beautiful skies, a few clouds in the sky, but the sun's shining. It's a beautiful day for baseball here in Lepanto. So James steps back in after the foul ball there. 1-2 still for the three-hole hitter. Kimbrough set to deliver. Breaking ball up high, and it's even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Inside, hits him on the shoulder, and James will take his base.
On the hit by pitch. So first and second, one down for Jax Cobb, the left fielder. Batting .467 with a home run, 22 RBIs, 17 runs scored. Would love nothing more to add to his RBI totals right here. Anything through, I would imagine, would get Ibanez home to lead off the first here. Ibanez on first, Ibanez on second, James on first, and Cobb at the plate, awaiting the Kimbrough pitch. First delivery, breaking ball, falls over the plate, strike one. Healthy dose of breaking balls early here for Caden Kimbrough. Gets a sign, comes set, checks a runner at second. Another breaking ball swung on and missed, and it's 0-2. .02 pitch comes in up high, doesn't fall in there, and it's 1-2. 1-2 to Cobb. One-two delivery on its way. Another breaking ball swung on and missed for strike three, the second strikeout of the inning for Kimbrough. And it's up to Slade Oxner, the designated hitter, batting .325 with 12 RBIs to try to drive some runs home here. Swung on and missed. Another breaking ball. Looks like a healthy dose of that's going to happen today with Kimbrough. Ibanez on second. Gunnar James on first. Trying to get some early scoring here, and that's off the helmet of Slade Oxner. As that one started just over his head and broke right on top of him. So two hit by pitches here. And we'll see Wicker Craig, the shortstop, step to the plate. .257 hitter with 10 RBIs and 15 runs scored. Bases loaded now, 2 outs for the Mustangs. Kimbrough set, delivers, breaking ball falls in there, strike one. .01 the count. Here's the delivery. That's going to be inside. 1-1 for Wicker Craig. One, two down, bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a little fastball in the outside corner. Swung on and missed to make it 1-2. One-two pitch, swung on the outside, and that's the third strikeout of the inning for Kimbrell. He struck out 3, 1 base hit, but the Mustangs leave 3 stranded. And we head to the home half of the first here on NEA Sports, no score.
We got this.
Almost there.
Got it. Oh, ew.
Let's DIY the right way with Barton's. We're the home renovation experts, from recommending the perfect fixtures to designing your dream kitchen. And with local delivery and installation services, there's never been a more perfect time to refresh your home. Now that's what I call leveling up. Don't just build it better with Barton's.
Milligan Heating and AC works to serve the Northeast Arkansas community in meeting all of your HVAC needs. Give Justin Milligan a call at 870-243-2820.
Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. We have the perfect ride waiting for you and exceptional service. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today.
Back here at Lepanto Sports Complex, Lepanto, Arkansas, home of the EPC Warriors, as they host the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs here in 2A3 baseball action. Brad Davis here on the call with you as the Mustangs take a little infield and get warm-up pitches going. We see Ibanez, who was left stranded at third, had to get his gear on and come in and catch. We'll see Kel Gathright getting warmed up. He's 3-0 on the season, 20.1 or 1/3, I should say, 20 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up just 2 earned runs on 10 hits, struck out 29 versus 13 walks. A minuscule .680 ERA. Opponents hitting just 132 against him. So good looking form here for Gathright. He'll see the Warrior lineup that'll consist of leadoff hitter Jaden Brown playing left field. Number 6, Hayden Stone will bat second, playing second. Eli Blagg, number 19, the shortstop, bats third. Center fielder, number 11, D. Buchanan, will bat fourth. The catcher, Jeb Holloman, I should say, number 10, will bat fifth. Layden Rollins, a designated hitter, number 16, will bat sixth. Third baseman, Austin Blagg, wearing number 2, will bat seventh. Number 00, Caden Worsham, the right fielder, bats eighth. And Caden Kimbrell, the pitcher, number 28, bats ninth. Alan Corbin playing first for the Warriors. For the Mustangs, Seth Ibanez catching for Gathright here. Noah Ibanez at first. Houston McClellan at second. Wicker Craig is at short. Braxton Matheny at third. Jax Cobb in left. Gunnar James in center. And we see Jake Hurst out in right field. So Jaden Brown steps to the plate, sees the first pitch and fouls it back off to the backstop. Brown, a .286 hitter. He's got 5 RBIs and 15 runs scored for the Warrior left fielder. And the 0-1 pitch from Gathright coming in. Little breaking ball action taken the other way. That's going to get down, and he's going to try for 2. Here comes the throw into the cutoff man. He's up safely. Is Jaden Brown for a leadoff double. So both teams getting leadoff hits to start the first inning action here. That brings in Hayden Stone, number 6, the second baseman. He's batting .433 for the Warriors. 6 RBIs, 12 runs scored, and 4 stolen bases. Lefty steps in to the plate. Gathright comes set, checks the runner, and delivers. Nice movement on that pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. Good piece of hitting there by Brown. A little movement away from him, a little slider look. And he just went with it and took it the other way down the first baseline. That was going to be too far out for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Gathright delivers. Hit back up the middle, right back under his glove, and going to get to center, and that's going to score Jaden Brown. Throw comes home. That allows Hayden Stone to get to second. So back-to-back doubles for the Warriors to start this inning, and it's 1-0. EPC answers. Hit every word! Stone giving his equipment there to the first base coach. As we see Eli Blagg, number 19, step in, shortstop for the Warriors, leading the team with a .471 average, 2 home runs as he sees ball 1 on the outside. 13 RBIs, 12 runs scored for the shortstop. Pitch grounded to short, backhanded, throws over to first, and called out at first base as the barehanded catch by Noah Ibanez. Jake, you got to be there. Of the inning. That moves the runner to third. So Hayden Stone will slide down to third, and we see number 11, Jeb Holloman. Holloman, a .429 batter, sees ball 1, .429 average, 1 home run, 10 RBI, and 6 runs scored with a stolen base. Swung on and missed there for strike 1. 1-1's the count. 1 down, runner on third, as EPC has scored 1 here in their half of the first. Ball is the call low, 2-1. That one's lined hard from the lefty, past second base into right field, and that base hit's going to score Hayden Stowe. It's a quick start for the Warriors. They're up 2-0. I'm sorry, that was D. Buchanan that hit there. I skipped somebody completely. D. Buchanan with the shot there. 200 hitter. That's his 6th RBI of the season. Now we see Jeb Holloman. .429 hitter. Runner going. 1 hop to second. He's going to slide around the tag and is safe. That's Buchanan's 11th steal of the year. And now another runner in scoring position for the Warriors. Holloman, 10 RBI, would like to add to that total. Gathright set to deliver. Bounces outside. Good stop there by Ibanez, and it's 1-1. Good job there by the Mustang catcher to keep it in front of him, keep Buchanan at second base. Here's the pitch. Fouled off out of play behind us towards the softball field. Lady Mustangs and Lady Warriors battling over there in 2A3 action. We were over there Monday, and on this field we saw the Riverside Rebels beat these EPC Warriors 12-0 in 5 innings as they maintained sole possession of first, but that created a logjam from second to about 6th place. This one's grounded to first. Nobody's there to cover the bag, and an infield hit for Jeb Holloman. Gathright didn't get off the mound in time. It looked like McClellan was going to take it. Ibanez takes it. Nobody takes first, and Holloman gets an infield single and moves Buchanan over to third base. Designated hitter Layden Rollins will step in now. Rollins a .306 hitter. 10 RBIs for him, trying to add to that total. Ball 1's a call there. And we've got Coach Taylor is upset with home plate umpire, and I believe he's been thrown out of the game. He's going to get his money's worth before he leaves. So while this is going on, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back for first inning action here on NEA Sports.
1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students and athletes. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you.
Back here in Lepanto Sports Complex, where the EPC Warriors lead the BIC Mustangs 2-0, and a little break in action there. Coach Taylor's been ejected from the game as he was unhappy with the home plate umpire and gave him his thoughts and opinions before leaving the field. Back to action, Gathry ahead 1-2 in here against Layden Rollins. That one's high and evens the count at 2-2. It's a 2-0 game with one out. Runners on first and third for the Warriors. D. Buchanan singled, stole second, was moved to first on a fielder's choice. Runner goes to second, fakes the throw down, nobody moves. On the strikeout, swung on and missed there by Rollins, so first strikeout of the game for Gathright. Second out of the inning as Holloman will take second base unimpeded. So now we see Austin Blagg, the third baseman. Austin hitting .214 with 2 RBIs and scoring 5 times this season. That's ball one. Swung on, fouled off, and it's 0-2. I'm sorry, 1-1 on the count. 1-1 the count, 2 down, runners in scoring position for EPC. Ball in the dirt, ball 2, 2-1 the count now for Blagg. Fouled off down the first base line, stays alive. Does Austin Blagg. Caden Worsham is the batter on deck, followed by Caden Kimbrell. EPC sending their 7th batter to the plate in this opening inning. Breaking ball chopped down to third base. That's going to be misplayed, and that's going to allow D. Buchanan to come home and score. And Austin Blagg will reach on the error. So 3-0 now EPC. Caden Worsham steps into the batter's box, hitting .345 with 5 RBIs. 8th batter of the inning for EPC. Gathright gets set. Pitch looked good. Haven't got a call. I'm not sure what the call was. Hasn't been put on the board either. That one's outside. I'm going to say it's 2-0. Yep, 2-0 is the count to Caden Worsham. Two-0 pitch, line back to short. Picked up, thrown over to first, and that'll end the inning. 6-3 on the third out, put out, but 3 runs in the bottom of the first for EPC. They lead this one 3-0 here on NEA Sports.
From the first seed to a full harvest. From their first steps to their final day of school. From the everyday to the big adventure. From a great job to a greater calling. A true community bank is there through it all because every journey matters.
Washington had it, man. That's the guy right there. It's going to be a touchdown of 27 yards.
To the 2025
26, NEA Sports, baby.
My favorite football week of the
He hit it! Oh my goodness! We are back here at the Lepanto Sports Complex, Lepanto, Arkansas, where NEA Sports presents 2A3 baseball. We got the EPC Warriors hosting the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs. Going into the second inning, EPC with a big bottom of the first, getting 3 runs to take the 3-0 lead over the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs. Caden Kimbrell back finishing up his warm-up tosses. He got some support in the the bottom of that inning with back-to-back doubles by Jaden Brown and Hayden Stone to start the scoring. A base hit by D. Buchanan gave him another RBI. Then he was brought home on a base hit by Jeb Holloman to set the score at 3-0. So we'll see Braxton Matheny, Kel Gathright, and Noah Ibanez to the plate here in the top of the second. Back to the top of Seth Ibanez if someone gets on base. So Kimbrell steps to on the mound. Braxton Matheny steps to the plate, 306, 7 RBIs with 8 runs scored. It's going to be low and in the dirt for ball 1. Key matchup here, EPC 3-1, BIC 3-2, and keep in mind that 2A3 only doing a single round robin this year. That one's ball in the dirt as well, 2-0 the count. So not only do you get a game up on your opponent when you beat them, but you hold that tiebreaker in case you end up tied. And BIC can get back to as high as second place with the victory here, as they're right behind EPC, Cross County, and Corning at 3-1. So log jam there for second. Riverside 6-0 at the top, kind of in control. As that one's strike one, makes it 3-1. But that's important because those top 2 spots get that automatic berth to regional, and that second place spot right now is neck and neck. Breaking ball left high, hit to Blagg at short. He scoops it up, throws it to first, and nice play there by Alan Corbin to scoop it up out of the dirt. 6-3 on the putout, 1 down for the Warriors. Kel Gathright, the pitcher, will step in on the left side, hitting .421 with 14 RBI, 9 runs scored. Trying to help his own cause, get a rally started for himself and his Mustangs. There's the pitch. Comes in at strike 1. Swung on there, hit the first. That's scooped up, and Corbin will step on the first. 3 unassisted for out number 2 here in the top of the second. Now we see first baseman Noah Ibanez, 308 hitter with 8 runs batted in and 13 runs scored. He'll try to flip the order back to brother Seth Ibanez. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to third. Tough hop, corralled in and thrown to first. Nice play there by Austin Blagg. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the EPC Warriors. So we go to the bottom of the second with the Warriors leading the Mustangs 3-0 here on NEA Sports.
It's hard to get to the top. But how do you stay at the top? Hard work every day. Central Dealership has the same philosophy. I'm Austin Reeves, and I'm proud to be a part of the Central team.
Out here, life moves different. Not slower because we're behind. Slower because we choose to soak it in. From post to posting, from stream to streaming. With Empower Broadband, we can FaceTime family across the country and get our work done so we can get back to what matters most. From game to gaming, from boots to booting up, faster internet doesn't mean a faster life. It means more time to enjoy the slow one. Connect faster, live slower with Empower Broadband.
Want to welcome everyone back here to NEA Sports coverage of high school baseball 2A3 action where the EPC Warriors lead the BIC Mustangs 3-0 as we head to the home half of the second inning. And we'll see pitcher Caden Kimbrell coming to the plate to lead off this inning. They sent 8 to the plate in the top of the first and 3 hits, plated 3 runs for the Warriors. Kel Gathright back on the mound and is set to deliver. Sweeping curve there's fouled off over the BIC dugout. It'll be 0-1. Kimbrell, a 200 hitter with an RBI this year. Ball 1 as evens the count at 1-1. Ball 2 on the outside, 2-1. Swung on and missed there. Nice pitch on the outside corner with some movement. And it's 2-2. 2-2 to pitcher versus pitcher here. Gathright delivers to Kimbrell. Swung on, bounced to short. Wicker scoops it up. Actually just kind of stayed in the air for him to grab, throws it over to Ibanez, and it's 6-3 on the putout, 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Flip the lineup back over. Jaden Brown, the left fielder, strolls to the plate. He doubled the lead off the first inning for the Warriors. Came home to score on a Hayden Stone double. Started the scoring here in this one. That one swung on and missed, and it's 0-1. Nice pitch there, fouled off. Good foul there, fought off a pitch. It came at him and then ducked inside corner real quick. 0-2 for Gathright, way ahead at this at bat. Up and out there for ball 1. One, two, swung on and missed in the dirt. Stopped by Ibanez. He'll scoop it up, tag the runner out. And that's the second out of the inning. Second strikeout for Gathright. And with 2 down, Hayden Stone will come to the plate. He doubled in Brown and then later scored on a D. Buchanan hit. Fouled off to the backstop. And we're 0-1. Swung on and missed there. 0-2. 0-2 pitch on the way outside off the shin guard of Ibanez, and it's 1-2. Gathright sets to deliver. Outside, left that one out, lost it, trying to move it on that outside corner, just started it way too wide, and it's 2-2 with 2 down. here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch, swung on, hit to short, high bouncer, scooped up and thrown to first. So 1-2-3 inning. 4 to 3 on the putout. And we're going to the third. 3-0, EPC leads here on NEA Sports.
Whether it's your home or your business, Delta Glass is Northeast Arkansas's clear choice for superior glass products and services. Delta Glass is known for their internally produced insulated glass units, providing quick and precise replacements for most all windows. If you've just completed your dream home or a recent remodel, Delta Glass provides the most sought-after custom shower enclosures and mirrors in the industry. Storefront glazing can create an inviting professional atmosphere for any business facility. Delta Glass specializes in custom design and fabricated storefront systems for all sizes and styles. If you're in need of superior glass products and services that are second to none in the region, call Delta Glass today at 870-520-6290 or visit them on Dan Avenue in Jonesboro.
Back here on the NEA Sports Network, 2A3 baseball action coming from Lepanto Sports Complex, Lepanto, Arkansas, home of the EPC Warriors, East Poinsett County leading the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs 3-0 as we head to the top of the third. After back-to-back 1-2-3 outings from each team, EPC got 3 in the top of the first early in that one, and Gathright looked like he settled in their second plate appearance to set the Warriors down in order. Caden Kimbrell will come back out for his third inning of work. And he'll see the top of the order, Seth Ibanez, Houston McClellan, and Gunnar James set to come to the plate. For BIC, we'll see Jax Cobb if anybody can reach. Seth Ibanez singled to start the game off, got all the way to third base before being stranded with bases loaded there in the first. That one's up high, ball one. Adding to his .435 average is the Mustang catcher. That one's called strike one, 1-1 count. That one's curveball fouled back to the backstop. Makes it 1-2 for Ibanez. Kimbrell gets his sign, comes set. Curveball comes across the letter high, says the umpire, and it's strike 3 for Ibanez. Coach Matheny down at third base now. I don't think he agreed. I don't think Ibanez agreed. But the fourth strikeout, I should say, for Kimbrell. Got the curveball working today. Here's the pitch, fouled off by Houston McClellan. McClellan struck out in the first inning. Playing second base today for the Mustangs. Curveball comes in over the plate there, and it's 0-2. Pitch for Kimbrell as he set. Hit down the left field line, but that's going to keep going foul there as McClellan stays alive with one out here in the top of the third, trailing 3-0. McClellan has a heavy wrap around that right shoulder. Curveball is going to be popped up on the infield. Second baseman calls everyone off and makes the catch. That's Hayden Stone. And there's 2 down here in the third. Gunnar James to the plate. He was hit by a pitch and reached second base eventually before being stranded in the top of the first. Leading the Mustang hitters in most categories, trying to get something going for BIC. Curveball outside, ball 1. Curveball there. Called a ball. They checked first for a swing, and first base umpire says no go, and I didn't think he was even that close to check, and it's 2-0. So 2-0 count. Kimbrell trying to fight back here. Going to be low in the dirt inside, and it's 3-0 to Gunnar James, the center fielder. Here's the pitch. Up and inside, and that's ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Gunnar James. Gets a runner on here. He's on base for the second time today. And we'll see Jax Cobb, the left fielder, struck out in the first inning. Trying to keep something going here for the Mustangs. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Holloman, and that allows James to get down to second. Close play there. Umpire was right there on it. James decided not to slide, made it probably a little closer than it should have been. But nonetheless, he stands on second. And a chance for Cobb to add to his 22 RBIs. That one's up and in for a 2-0 count. Two down, runner on second. 2-0 pitch. It's going to be lined back up the middle off the second baseman, and James is going to round third, and he's going to score the Mustangs' first run of the day off the error. So E5 in the scorebook, but it's 3-1 on the scoreboard. Mustangs on the board for the first time. Slade Oxner, the designated hitter, hit by a pitch, top of the helmet in the first inning. Was left on first, trying to keep it going. Swung on and missed. Inside, he tried to hold off, but way too much of it already. Runner's going. That's going to bounce off Holloman. He gets to it before Cobb can get to third. He made a big turn, kind of made him think about it, but is going to be on second for a runner in scoring position. Oxner can add to his 12 RBIs with a base hit. Another one in the dirt. Holloman is right under him. He doesn't see it, and that allows Cobb to get to third. So back-to-back pitches in the dirt allows Cobb to get all the way to third, and Oxner can bring him home. A runner 90 feet away, putting a crooked number on the board. That's going to be lined out to center field, and Cobb's going to stroll home in an RBI single for Slade Oxner. So that cuts the lead to 3-2. James, now Cobb come home to get the Mustangs on the board, and we'll see Wicker Craig come to the plate, who struck out to end the first inning in his last appearance. Looks like that was called strike one. I'm guessing here, I'm going by the scoreboard a lot because the umpire's not real enthusiastic with his call, and there's a lot of motion that is the same when he calls the ball. So strike one there, looks like on the outside corner. Curveball here, grounded to third. It's going to go through the legs of the third baseman, Blagg, and everyone's going to move up. Oxner to second, and Craig reaches on the air to bring Braxton Matheny to the plate. Matheny grounded out to short last inning. He's got an opportunity to tie this game up. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Swung on and missed for strike one. 306, 7 RBIs for Matheny. Would love nothing more to add to that and tie this thing up for the Mustangs. That's grounded to third. That's handled easily by Blagg there. He steps on third for the out. And we head to the home half of the third, where BIC put 2 on the board and cut the lead to 3-2. EPC leads here on NEA Sports.
1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students and athletes. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded yet again General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today or shop us online.
Back here on NEA Sports 2A3 baseball action, the East Poinsett County Warriors hosting the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs. EPC leads this one 3-2. The Mustangs got 2 there in the top of the third to cut this lead to 1, as the Warriors got 3 in the bottom of the first to open up the lead, and we got a ball game, folks. Gathright back on the mound completing his warm-ups, and we'll see Eli Blagg coming to the plate. Statistical leader in most categories for the Warriors, and he grounded out on a fielder's choice in the first. We'll see Blagg first. Strike one called there on the inside corner. D. Buchanan to follow him, and Jeb Holloman in the hole. 0-1 pitch popped down the first base side, and nobody talks. I don't know if Ibanez lost it in the sun or in the sky, and he looked like he was camped under it pretty good and then just kind of started looking around. I don't know if he lost it or thought the right fielder was coming in behind him as it drifted just over his head. But nonetheless, Eli Blagg gets leadoff runner here for EPC. Buchanan sees ball one. He singled an RBI home and stole a base in the first inning. Came home to score himself for the third run for the Warriors. That one's going to be hit back to Gathright. He's going to turn, and they're going to say safe there at second. The throw was high, pulled the second baseman off the bag, and McClellan tried to make the tag, and Blagg must have beat him to the bag. So nobody hurt there for the Warriors. Jeb Holloman, the catcher, 429 hitter, steps to the plate. He singled and stole second, but was left there to end the first inning. Swung on and missed for strike one from Gathright. Nobody out, runner on second, first and second. Off two batted balls that should have been made plays on, and neither one was, and it's 0-2 to Holloman. Gathright way ahead here. Oh, 2 pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Ibanez behind the plate. Keeps everybody on their spot in the base paths, and it's 1-2. Good job there by the Mustang catcher. Slid over, got his chest on it, kind of caught him right in the shoulder, padded area, and knocked it down. Fouled back to the screen. Holloman stays alive. That one's fouled up behind us towards the softball complex. A lot of fans here watching both games today. They're pretty close vicinity. That might have made it onto the softball field where the Lady Mustangs and Lady Warriors are battling that out. Try to get a score for you guys during the break. One-two delivery. Way outside, and a nice diving stop by Seth Ibanez to keep it from getting to the backstop and keep the runners in their position. It's 2-2, nobody down for Gathright. Another ball in the dirt on the outside. Another good stop by the Mustang catcher, and it counts full, 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. Chopped to short. Wicker's going to make the play to first and get the out. Both runners will advance. So 6-3 for the first out. But Holloman does a job to move the runners. Now we see Layden Rollins, a designated hitter, struck out in the first inning, trying to add to his 10 RBI total on the season. Gathright gets the sign. Back to a short windup. Brings it on inside corner, swung on and missed. 0-1 to Rollins. Swung and missed again. 0-2, just right there at the letters. Rollins couldn't catch up with it. Infield comes in on the 0-2. Trying to make a play at home if it's in play, and it's swung on and missed. So 3 straight swings, and Layden Rollins is down on strikes for the second time today. Third strikeout for Cale Gathright. Austin Blagg comes to the plate with 2 outs. The third baseman reached on an error in the first, left at first as the inning ended. That's going to be lined out to left field. That'll score 1 easily. Here comes the throw home, and that's going to score both. Blagg and Buchanan cross the plate, and that's an RBI single for Austin Blagg. Makes the score 5-2 in favor of the Warriors. So 2 down, Austin Blagg's at first, and we've got Caden Worsham at the plate. He's going to hit it past the shortstop to move the runners. 1 pitch, and Caden Worsham came out swinging. His first hit of the day. First and second now for the pitcher, Caden Kimbrell. trying to keep this 2-out rally going for the Warriors and add to their 5-2 lead and help his own cause. That's going to be grounded to short. Off the glove of Wicker, and everybody's going to be safe. Runners advance, and Caden Kimbroug's going to reach on the air. And the bases are loaded, and we flip it to the top of the lineup, and Jaden Brown. Brown doubled and scored in the first, struck out in the second. Trying to keep the inning alive for the Warriors. Strike one on the tight slider there by Kimbrell. I'm sorry, by Gathright. I'll get it right in a minute, folks. Another good pitch with movement, fouled off by Brown, and it's 0-2. Gathright way ahead of this one. Strike three called outside corner, and that's the second strikeout for Brown in his last two appearances, third out of the inning. But EPC gets two more and extends their lead to 5-2 here on NEA Sports.
We got this.
Almost there. Got it. Oh. Ew.
Let's DIY the right way with Barton's. We're the home renovation experts, from recommending the perfect fixtures to designing your dream kitchen. And with local delivery and installation services, there's never been a more perfect time to refresh your home. Now that's what I call leveling up. Don't just build it better with Barton's.
Milligan Heating and AC works to serve the Northeast Arkansas community in meeting all of your HVAC needs. Give Justin Milligan a call at 870-243-2820.
Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. We have the perfect ride waiting for you and exceptional service. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today.
Headed to the top of the fourth inning here on NEA Sports Network, where the EPC Warriors lead the BIC Mustangs 5-2 here at the Lepanto Sporting Complex. Nice facility here in Lepanto, Arkansas, home of the EPC Warriors. Second time this week we've been here, and we appreciate their hospitality. Caden Kimbrell back on the bump for EPC, finishing up his warm-ups. He will see Cale Gathright, Noah Ibanez, and Seth Ibanez in this top half of the fourth inning. Gathright steps in on the left side, opposing pitchers facing each other. Gathright grounded out to the first baseman in the second inning. Curveball way too high, ball one for Kimbrell. Healthy dose of those curves from Kimbrell all day long. Kind of trying to keep the Mustang hitters off balance. That one's going to be fouled off, trying to bunt for a single. And it's 1-1. Austin Blagg was charging on that. He's going to stay in there short. As BIC put two on the board in the last inning, and he's going to take that one the other way to left field, and a nice catch there by Jaden Brown makes the first out of the inning. Noah Ibanez, the first baseman, comes to the plate. Grounded to third base his last at-bat to end the second inning. We'll say BIC put two on the board in the top of the third, but EPC answered with two of their own in the bottom of the third to set the score at 5-2 after a three-run opening inning for EPC. That one's high and outside, ball one. That one's going to be hit to short. Eli Blagg Bobbles it, picks it up in time, throws it across for the out. 6-3 on the put out. And we'll flip the lineup to leadoff hitter Seth Ibanez, the catcher for the Mustangs. He struck out looking his last at bat, singled to start the game off, but was left at third base in that opening inning. Trying to get a two-out spark here for the Mustangs. Too high and outside, ball one. Kind of off the end of the bat, little pop up to second base, and that will end the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Caden Kimbrell and the Warriors will head to the home half of the fourth with the EPC Warriors leading 5-2 on the NEA Sports Network.
When I was growing up, I would chop cotton occasionally for my dad. He let me start working with him at the gin when I was 16. I'm just starting my 41st year of ginning cotton this year. We have about 15 family farms that we are working with through the gin. A lot of those are descendants of farmers who helped raise me in the cotton gin, and now I'm starting to see the third generation. I feel like as a ginner and also as a producer that we have to do our best job for the consumer. We are trying this by being able to trace this back with DNA, to be able to not just say this is what it is, this is where it came from, but being able to prove that. Because at the end of the day, all you have is your word and your work. When I see homegrown cotton on the shelves and know where it came from, it makes me want to call consumers in. I want to tell them the story of where that sheet or that towel started. I look at it and I want to keep this going because this is where I grew up. This is where my mother and my father grew up, my grandparents. I want to see this continue. And I think with keeping the cotton gins and the cotton going, that we'll be able to do that. It's a good life. It's a good feeling to know that you're a part of that. And it's a good feeling to know that my grandchildren can be a part of that in the future.
Back here on the NEA Sports Network, Brad Davis in Lepanto, Arkansas, where the EPC Warriors lead the BIC Mustangs 5-2 in this 2A3 baseball matchup. And I got to start this half inning with an apology, as I've been pronouncing and I'm going to try to get it right, Ibanez brothers' name incorrectly. Seth Ibanez and Noah Ibanez. I even got a pronunciation sent to me and was still getting it wrong. So my apologies to them, and I'll try to do better on the rest of this telecast. EPC comes to the plates. The two-hole hitter Hayden Stone, the second baseman, doubled and scored in the first. Grounded out in the second, and he sees strike one there on the outside corner against Cale Gathright. That one's going to be up and in, but he goes and gets it, hits it to the second baseman who gets a glove on it, knocks it down, but is not going to have a play, and Hayden Stone's going to reach on the error. So leadoff batter on for EPC as the three-hole shortstop Eli Blagg steps to the plate. He singled and scored in the third, grounded out in a fielder's choice in the first inning. Outside ball one. EPC leading this one 5-2 with a runner on, nobody out here in the fourth. Trying to bust up a log jam for second. That one's strike one. Started in and came across the plate. I Don't think Blagg thought so, but it looked good from up here. Good pitch there by Gathright. Takes that one off the glove of Houston. That would have been, or Houston McClellan. That would have been a tough play to play. They're going to try to go to third, and Blagg's going to get to second. Hayden Stone's going to get to third on that as the ball gets away from third baseman Braxton Matheny. So second and third, nobody out. D. Buchanan, the center fielder, steps in. He scored twice today. He reached on an error in the third and scored, and he singled home a run, plus scored in the 3-run first inning for EPC. Swung on and missed there, and it's 0-1. Be outside and low. 1-1 the count. Softball going on behind us, top of the third there, where the Lady Warriors lead the Lady Mustangs 4-2. Inside ball 2. 2-1 the count. Two-one delivery from Gathright. Swung on and missed by Buchanan, and it's 2-2. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Stone reached on an error. I've not scored Blagg's hit yet. That would have been a tough play, but there was a glove on it by McClellan that allowed Stone to get to third and allowed Blagg to get all the way to second as the throw got away. But strikeout there, swinging by D. Buchanan. That's the 5th strikeout for Gathright and the first out of this 4th inning. Jeb Holloman, the catcher, to the plate. Sees ball 1. Grounded out in the third. Singled and stole a base in the first, but left stranded there. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Hit to short. Runners or the infield is in, and that's going to be an easy play at the plate as Wicker came directly to Ibanez at the plate, and Stone was running pretty much on contact and gets gunned down at the plate. So 6-2 on the putout. Holloman will get the first on a fielder's choice. Blagg does move to third on the play. And Layden Rollins comes in. He struck out twice today, and Coach Matheny's going to call time and come in and talk to his troops with 2 down here in the 4th. Runner is on the corners. Try to get the game plan here, trying to get out of this inning unscathed after the first 2 runners got on base. Big strikeout by Gathright and a nice play Wicker to Ibanez there at the plate to get the lead runner to create 2 outs. So mound visit complete. Infield returns to pretty normal depth here, and we'll see Layden Rollins, a designated hitter, trying to bring home Blagg and add to the 5-2 run here. We'll see if Rollins was moving. He wasn't on that pitch. It was up for ball 1. That might have been what Coach Matheny was talking about at the mound, what to do on a attempted base steal here. Going to be fouled off down the right field side and evens the count 1-1. Fouled off behind us, 1-2. That's headed toward the softball field. One and two the count, 2 down runners at the corners. Gathright comes set, checks first. It's going to be outside to even at 2-2 with 2 down. Outside, ball 3, runs the count full. And with 2 outs, everybody will be moving on this pitch. Fouled off towards softball again. That's in left field of the softball field. And Layden Rollins will head back to first as he was moving on the pitch. He was moving on the first motion as he is again. Curveball inside, and that stays up over the head of Rollins. That was Jeb Holloman moving at first. My apologies. Layden Rollins walks. Holloman takes second, and the bases loaded for Austin Blagg. He singled last inning, reached on an error in the first, and either one of those would score at least 1 run here, and he watches strike 1 come across from Gathright. Swung on and missed there, and it's 0-2. Gathright way ahead at this at bat. EPC third baseman. Awaits the pitch. Gathright set. Adjusts his grip, delivers. Nice pitch there, pulled the string on Blagg, and he dove down for it. For the 3rd out of the inning, 2 strikeouts that inning. 3 runners left on, and nobody hurt there for BIC after bases got jammed. But it's still 5-2 EPC as we head to the 5th here on NEA Sports.
The Monette Manor is located at 669 Highway 139 North in Monette, Arkansas. Monette Manor is a skilled nursing facility with 86 licensed beds. They provide around-the-clock medical care while meeting the social and emotional needs of each and every patient. Monette Manor is a proud supporter of the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs.
Monette Co-op Incorporated proudly partners with Tailgate Time. Tailgate Time is here to support our local farming community. You can give them a call at 870-680-0222. Monette Co-op is a proud supporter of the BIC Mustangs.
Back here on NEA Sports, the EPC Warriors leading the Buffalo Island Central Mustangs 5-2 as we head to the 5th inning. And warm-ups are going on. We had to wait on Jeb Holloman to get the gear on. He was on the base pass to end that inning, and he's out ready to go. And we'll see Caden Kimbrell again. Solid outing so far for him. Gave up 2 in the 3rd inning. Has had 2 1-2-3 innings, including last inning. Over on the softball field right behind us, BIC's tied this thing up. We go to the bottom of the 3rd over there, where the Lady Mustangs and the Lady Warriors are in a big-time softball battle. 4-4 the score there, and we saw the Lady Warriors beat the Lady Rebels of Riverside on Monday and take sole possession of first place in the conference, and now the BIC Lady Mustangs, who are in the hunt as well, and a victory for them over there would create a 3-way tie atop the conference, and perfect triangles where Riverside owns a victory over BIC and create a log jam up top. Over here on the baseball field, we go to the 5th, and we've got Houston McClellan, the second baseman, seeing his first pitch off the glove of the 3rd baseman to Eli Blagg, who fires it over, but not in time, so McClellan will reach on the error. Lead-off runner for BIC as they try to climb back into this one. Only down 3 runs. And the heart of their order up, including statistical leader in most categories, Gunnar James, the center fielder, steps in. He's walked and scored, including a stolen base in the third. He was hit by a pitch in the first, so he's been on base both times today. Although he's got an 0-0 at bat on the day. He's 0 for 0 apparently, or actually, with the hit by pitch and the walk. Kimbrell steps off. Now he's ready to roll. Runner's going. Swung on and missed by James. The throw was there in plenty of time. And a caught stealing. Nice throw there by Jeb Holloman. Holloman got it, avoided the swing by James and threw a nice ball down there that had the Blag waiting on it. Swung on, fouled straight back to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Kimbrell versus Gunnar James, the 5'13" hitter. He's got a home run, 17 RBIs, and 21 runs scored this year. Actually 22 now because he scored the first run for BIC today. That was up and in for ball one. Ball two, low, and it's 2-2. Evens the count to Gunnar James. Beautiful day here at the ballpark. Little white fluffy clouds in the sky, but the sun is shining bright. Weather's perfect, no wind really to do any damage. Just a beautiful day here in Lepanto and Poinsett County for baseball. That was a ball three, and we got a full count with one down for Gunnar James. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed. Nice pitch there by Kimbrell. And that's his 5th strikeout today. Jax Cobb steps in the plate. The left fielder reached on an error, and a couple passed balls got him to third where he scored the second run for BIC in the third. He struck out swinging in the first. He sees ball one there with 2 down. Strike one, the call there, evens the count 1-1 for Kimbrell. Grounder to third, scooped up there by Austin Blag, over to Alan Corbin at first, so 5-3 on the putout, and that ends the inning. 1-2-3 inning, even though there was an error. Caught someone stealing, and that got him out of the jam. 5-2 your score. EPC leads as we head to their half of the 5th inning on NEA Sports.
1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students and athletes. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded yet again General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today or shop us online.
We're back here at Lepanto Sports Complex where the EPC Warriors lead the BIC Mustangs 5-2. Brad Davis on the call here for the NEA Sports Network, 2A3 baseball action. Both these teams in a log jam from second to third. Corning, EPC, Cross County 3-1, BIC at 3-2, Rector at 3-3. So from second, third, fourth, fifth, from second to sixth in the conference is separated basically just by one game. Kel Gathright back on the mound for BIC, throws that one high to number 00, Caden Worsham, the right fielder. He's grounded out and singled today for 1 and 2. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1 the count to Worsham. Swung on, popped up, right side of the infield, and that falls fair, as that's the second time it looked like Ibanez was going to camp under it and kind of moved out from under it, and McClellan, it bounced right in front of him in fair territory over the base, so that's a fair ball, and Worsham's on first. Caden Kimbrell, the pitcher, comes to the plate. He reached on an error and grounded out today. Looks at ball 1 on the outside. There's Worsham over at first, gets a lead. Gathright checks and gets set. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. To the opposing pitcher, Caden Kimbrell. Fouled off for the first strike, 2-1. The Warriors got to Gathright early, getting 3 in the first, being pretty aggressive at the plate. He settled in nicely, gave up 2 more in the third, but got out of a jam here in the fourth. That's going to be low, ball 3 for a 3-1 count. The pitch was inside, and Kimbrell takes it the other way, gets jammed, but takes it the other way, and he'll single in, and Worsham will move on the pitch from first to third on that hit, base hit for Caden Kimbrell. So first and third, nobody out for the Warriors here in the bottom of the fifth, leading 5-2. And leadoff hitter Jaden Brown comes to the plate. He doubled and scored in the first, but he's struck out twice in his last 2 at-bats. Kimbrell's going to get a courtesy runner. And we are going to see, trying to get the number. It's going to be number 13, Tripp Sanders, in to run for the Warriors. So Jaden Brown into the plate, into the box. They're going to throw over to first, and Ibanez hauls it in, doesn't let it move to the dugout area with Worsham leading off third. Nobody out here in the fifth. Swung on and missed by Brown for strike 1. Swung on and missed again. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. Gathright way ahead at this and bat with runners at the corners. Nobody down. 5-2 EPC lead. Bottom 5 trying to add to that. Grounded to third, past between third and short, and that's going to score Caden Worsham easily. So RBI single for Jaden Brown, his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 4. Moves Sanders to second, and Hayden Stone comes to the plate. He's reached on an error, was thrown out at the plate trying to score in the last inning, grounded out and doubled and scored with an RBI in the first. He sees ball one outside. 7th RBI of the year for Stone in that first inning. Scored his 13th run of the year. Kind of slides back as that pitch was moving in on him, and he fouls it off. 1-1 the count. One the count. Checks the runners. Gathright delivers. Swung on, fouled off to the backstop. It's 1-2. Pitch called outside, 2-2 the count. Gathright wanted it, asked where it was, and that's what the home plate umpire says. It stayed outside too much. That one's low and outside, and it's full count now to Hayden Stone. That one gets away from him. That's a walk to the 2-hole hitter. Moves everyone around, and now we've got bases loaded for Eli Blagg. Coach Matheny's going to come to the mound. We're going to have a pitching change. So while those warm-ups are going, we'll take a break, and we'll be back here on the NEA Sports Network.
Since 1945, we've been more than just a bank. We've been deeply rooted in communities across Arkansas, growing alongside the families and businesses we serve. We started the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Stuttgart, Arkansas 80 years ago to ensure working folks could borrow money to run their farms, fund their businesses, and build their families' futures. Today, Farmers and Merchants Bank is proud to continue supporting our communities, including our students and athletes. Farmers and Merchants Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Northeast Arkansas, Central Dealerships is not one to brag, but actually we are. We're at the top of our game, bringing NEA incredible selection and exceptional service. To back that, Central was awarded, yet again, General Motors Mark of Excellence. From Chevy to Toyota, Nissan to Ford, we have the perfect ride waiting for you and the best service to get it to you. So find your next vehicle at a Central dealership today or shop us online.
Back here at Lepanto for 2A3 baseball action on NEA Sports Network. We've got a pitch and change for the Mustangs, and Gunnar James will come in from center field. The lefty will step on the bump as he completes his warm-up pitches. He's 4-2 on the season. He's thrown 27 innings, struck out 47, walked 22. He's given up 19 runs on 27 hits and a 4.87 ERA. Opponents batting .250 against the lefty. He steps off the plate, off the mound, as his outfielders weren't quite ready. Kel Gathright, that wraps the day up for him. He'll go to second, and they'll move Houston McClellan to center field. As Eli Blagg comes to the plate and called strike one on the curveball. Bases loaded, nobody out. Infield is in to come home on a ground ball. That's going to be hit hard down the third baseline, but foul, and it's 0-2. Sun getting lower in the skies. We approach 6 o'clock. That's in left field, kind of the corner. So Maybe a issue for a first baseman looking back into it. It's going to be a line up the middle for Blagg, and that's going to score 1. 2 standing up. They're going to get it to the cutoff man. They're going to go to third, and he's going to slide in safe. So 2 RBI single for Eli Blagg. That brought home Jaden Brown and Caden Kimbrell, who actually brought home Trip Sanders, who was running for Caden Kimbrell. 3 runs here now in the 5th inning, and it's an 8-2 lead. D. Buchanan steps in, runners at the corners, nobody out. Buchanan's struck out his last at bat, but he singled an RBI home and scored in the first. Blagg takes second with no throw. Buchanan reached on an error in the third and came around to score, so he scored twice today, making that 10 runs scored for him on the year and 7 RBIs. Swung on and missed there. It's 1-1. Infield still in for BIC. They're going to come home with something they can, trying to get the lead runner. Nobody out. 8-2 here in the 5th. Off-speed pitch, moving away from Buchanan, offers at it. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Ball 2 there, evens the count, 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Second straight strikeout for Buchanan. He got that one looking. First strikeout for Gunnar James, and that's the first out of this inning. Jeb Holloman, the catcher, steps in. Single to reach on the fielder's choice and grounded out today. He's going to lift that to left center field, and that's going to score 2 runs. He saw the first pitch he liked and delivers a 2 RBI single, scoring Hayden Stone and Eli Blagg. 10-2 now, the score. EPC with the lead. Here comes Layden Rollins, the designated hitter. Struck out twice, walked in his last appearance. He's going to swing at the first pitch, him in on the hands, and it's fouled off down the third baseline. 0-1 the count. Curveball left up high. It's going to be 1-1. Inside in the dirt. Gets away from Ibanez, and Holloman's going to stroll down to second base on the wild pitch. So another runner in scoring position for the Warriors. Chance for Rollins to add to his 10 RBIs on the year. 2-1 the count. Came in on him again on the hands. That one swung on and missed. Ibanez able to corral it before anybody moved to third, and it's 2-2. Two runner on second. Here's the pitch from James. In the dirt, runs the count full. Full count. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 4, says the home plate umpire, and we got runners on first and second. One out walk to Rollins, and that'll bring up Austin Blagg, the 9th hitter of the inning. Struck out his last at bat. He singled and reached on an error today. As he bats here with one out, Gunnar James gets set. Curveball stays up, and it's 1-0. Wicker at short, moved behind Holloman there at second, and James stepped off, kind of turned towards him, but no play there at second, just trying to keep him close. That's going to be outside ball 2. Swung on and missed. Strike 1 there to Austin Blagg. Pulled the string on him there. Blagg way out in front. Similar pitch, a little more on that one, and swung on and missed by Blagg there. So 2-2 the count with one down, runners at first and second. 10-2 EPC lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Curveball stays up, 3-2, full count. Now to Austin Blagg, the third baseman. That one stays up, and that's a walk. That's going to walk the bases loaded. Blagg reaches base for the 3rd time today. It moves Rollins to second, Holloman to third. And we've batted around here in the 5th with Caden Worsham, who singled and scored, who singled to start this inning and came around to score. Gets his second plate appearance here in the 5th for EPC. Ibanez, Gathright come to the mound. Settle down their pitcher, Gunnar James. Bases loaded, one out. Inside ball 1 to Worsham. He grounded out in the first. He singled in the 3rd. He singled and scored this inning and gets his second at bat here. It's going to be low for ball 2. Lifted out to left field down the line. It's going to be just foul. Nice swing there by Worsham, just out ahead of it. And it's 2-1 as he'll stroll back to home plate, get his bat, and have another crack at it. One down, bases loaded here in the 5th, a 10-2 EPC lead. Worsham back in the box. James comes set and delivers. Grounder to third. He's going to come home to Ibanez and get the out. So Worsham reaches on a fielder's choice, but it'll be 5-2 on the putout and 2 down now here in the 5th inning. And the pitcher, Caden Kimbrell, the 9-hole hitter, will come back to the plate. He singled and scored earlier this inning as well. He's going to chop this one to over the pitcher's mound. Shortstop Wicker grabs it over to Ibanez at first, and that'll be a ground out. 6-3 for the third out of the inning, but 5 runs there for EPC, runs the score to 10-2 Warriors. We'll be back for the 6th inning here on the NEA Sports Network.
When I was growing up, I would chop cotton occasionally for my dad. He let me start working with him at the gin when I was 16. I'm just starting my 41st year of ginning cotton this year. We have about 15 family farms that we are working with through the gin. A lot of those are descendants of farmers who helped raise me in the cotton gin, and now I'm starting to see the 3rd generation. I feel like as a ginner and also as a producer that we have to do our best job for the consumer. We are trying this by being able to trace this back with DNA, to be able to not just say this is what it is, this is where it came from, but being able to prove that. Because at the end of the day, all you have is your word and your work. When I see homegrown cotton on the shelves and know where it came from, it makes me want to call consumers in. I want to tell them the story of where that sheet or that towel started. I look at it and I want to keep this going because this is where I grew up. This is where my mother and my father grew up, my grandparents. I want to see this continue. And I think with keeping the cotton gins and the cotton going, that we'll be able to do that. It's a good life. It's a good feeling to know that you're a part of that. And it's a good feeling to know that my grandchildren can be a part of that in the future.
Back here at EPC where Caden Kimbrell brings ball 1 to Slade Oxner inside. There's strike 1 called on the inside to even the count at 1-1. Oxner's been hit by a pitch and reached and singled today. He's going to pop this one up to short center field. D. Buchanan camps under it to get the first out of the 6th inning. Wicker Craig, the shortstop, coming to the plate. He reached on an error in the 3rd, struck out in the 1st to end that inning. Trying to get something going for the Mustangs. Kimbrell brings a pitch, swung on, strike 1. Another curveball, working that off-speed pitch most of today. Swung on in the dirt there, 0-2 the count to Wicker Craig, the shortstop. 257 batter with 10 RBIs and 15 runs scored this season. Going to be outside a little high, ball 2. Sorry, ball 1, 1-2 the count. Foul tipped into the glove and caught by Jeb Holloman, so that's going to be a strikeout for Kimbrell. 2nd of the day for Craig. 6th of the day for Caden Kimbrell. Now we get Braxton Matheny, the 3rd baseman. Grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice. As he grounded to 3rd, and they stepped on the bag to end the threat in the 3rd inning. That one swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 the count. No ball earlier. My apologies. 0-2 the count with 2 down here in the 6th inning. That one's left up a little bit. He lifts it to left center. That's going to get down in the gap. And Matheny's going to hold up at first for the single. 2-out single for Braxton Matheny. Trying to get something going for the Mustangs. Kel Gathright started the game on the mound, now playing second base for the Mustangs. He's grounded out to first, flew out to the left fielder in his last at bat. As Matheny gets a healthy lead off first base. Kimbrell steps off. Brings it in low for ball 1. Gathright gets a barrel on it to right center. Matheny's going to move to second. 2-out single by Gathright moves the runners. We got first and second, 2 down. Back-to-back base hits for the Mustangs. First baseman Noah Ibanez comes to the plate. We're going to get a visit to the mound from EPC. The whole infield comes into the mound. All the base runners and batter head to Coach Matheny on the third base coaching side. And we're going to talk about it for a little bit. 10-2 here in the top of the 6th, EPC with the lead. They have 2 outs, but BIC's got something working. They've had back-to-back singles by Braxton Matheny and Kel Gathright. They're on first and second. Now Noah Ibanez steps into the plate. Sees strike 1 come across. First baseman trying to add to his 8 RBIs this season. Swung on and missed there. 0-2 the count. Oh, 2 pitch up high, ball 1. 1-2, 2 down, runners at first and second. In the top of the 6th, EPC leads BIC 10-2. One-two pitch, swung on, missed. Foul ball, he got a piece of it, stays alive. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a fly out to right field. Coming on and making the catch is Caden Worsham to end the inning for BIC. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with EPC leading 10-2 here on the NEA Sports Network.
From the first seed to a full harvest. From their first steps to their final day of school. From the everyday to the big adventure. From a great job to a greater calling. A true community bank is there through it all because every journey matters.
Washington had it, man. That's the guy right there. It's going to be a touchdown of 26.
2025.
EA Sports, baby.
My favorite football week of the
He hit it! Oh my goodness! Back here in Poinsett County, we're in Lepanto, where the EPC Warriors are hosting the BIC Mustangs. They got a 10-2 lead over the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 more runs for the Warriors would end this one. BIC trying to keep them from that and get one more crack in the 7th to keep this ball game alive. EPC getting 3 in the first, 2 in the third, and then plating 5 runs in that last inning, batting around. So we will see the leadoff spot. I had to look at my notes and figure out after that last inning where we ended up, and we'll see number 24, Jaden Brown, the leadoff hitter, left fielder, has doubled and scored, has singled and scored, and struck out twice. 2 for 4 today with 2 runs scored for Jaden Brown. Gunnar James back into the game on the second inning of work in relief. Swung on and missed, strike 1 for James. Over on the softball side, that one's going to be lined out to left field, and catch is made by Jax Cobb. So fly out to left is the first out of this bottom of the 6th. 9-4, the Lady Warriors lead the Lady Mustangs. In the top of the 5th, BIC has the bases loaded, trying to cut into that lead. Inside pitch there, ball 1-2. Hayden Stone, the second baseman, he walked and scored in the last inning. He doubled an RBI and scored in the first, grounded out twice in between those. Actually, he grounded out, reached on an error, and then was caught at home on a ground out, running the bases. That one's outside. 3-0. 3 straight balls to Hayden Stone. Called ball 4 there. Stone was backing out of the box, not even going to offer at it. Home plate umpire says ball 4, and we're going base on balls for Hayden Stone. Eli Blagg singled in 2 RBIs in the 5th. Singled and scored in the 3rd. He also scored in the 5th and grounded out in the 1st. Ball's up and inside for ball 1. Black's got 2 home runs on the year. One right here would end this game. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Popped up down towards the EPC dugout and falls foul, as the third baseman couldn't quite get a play on it over there. A lot of things in the way. So 3-1 the count to Blagg. Here's the pitch. Lifted to shallow left center as the left fielder calls it off, and Jax Cobb makes his second play in the outfield for the second out of the inning. D. Buchanan, the 4-hole hitter, comes to the plate. Struck out in his last 2 appearances, but reached base and scored in his first 2 appearances. There's the pitch to Buchanan, inside, ball 1. fouled off to the backstop. 1-1 the count. 2 down, runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th, 10-2 Warrior lead in this 2A3 matchup. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. Foul tipped into the glove of Ibanez, and it's 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs, runner at first for D. Buchanan. Gunnar James comes set. Lefty set to deliver. In the dirt, nice stop there by Seth Ibanez, and counts full. Made several nice plays behind the plate, keeping the ball in front of him, not let runners move forward. There's the pitch. Late call, strike 3 on D. Buchanan. That's his 3rd straight strikeout at the plate, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. And we'll head to the 7th, top of the 7th inning, 10-2, EPC with the lead here on NEA Sports.
It's hard to get to the top. But how do you stay at the top? Hard work every day. Central Dealership has the same philosophy. I'm Austin Reeves, and I'm proud to be a part of the Central team.
Out here, life moves different. Not slower because we're behind. Slower because we choose to soak it in. From post to posting, from stream to streaming. With Empower Broadband, we can FaceTime family across the country and get our work done so we can get back to what matters most. From game to gaming, from boots to booting up, faster internet doesn't mean a faster life. It means more time to enjoy the slow one. Connect faster, live slower with Empower Broadband.
Back here on the NEA Sports Network, 2A3 baseball action, the EPC Warriors leading the BIC Mustangs 10-2 here in the top of the 7th, and the Mustangs going to have a big inning. They're going to have to get 8 to at least tie to continue playing baseball here. Caden Kimbrell back on the plate. He's held the Mustangs at bay today. They got 2 in the 3rd. Gunnar James and Jax Cobb scored, but 6 strikeouts and really just keeping the Mustang hitters off balance, and a solid performance on the hill from Caden Kimbrell. Will be at the top of the order for BIC, Seth Ibanez, the catcher. Singled in the 1st, stranded at 3rd, struck out in the 3rd, flew out in the 4th. Curveball stays up high, ball 1. Ball 2 in and up as well. Ibanez kind of a little flinch at it, but he's ahead 2-0 in this at bat. Still a little high, 3-0 the count. Let's see. Down 8 runs, what Coach Matheny does with Ibanez. No offer there. It's out of the zone anyway, and a 4-pitch walk to start this 7th inning for Seth Ibanez. Houston McClellan now steps in. He reached on an error in his last at bat, but was caught stealing. Has flown out and struck out today. He's going to swing and miss at the first one. 0-1 the count. Back in there quickly is McClellan ready to roll. He says, I'm ready to hit. Hops right back into the batter's box. That one's fouled off to the backstop. It's 0-2. Grounded to third. Austin Blagg makes a nice backhanded play. Throws to second, but he's going to be safe. Nice play by Blagg there at third, but everyone is safe. Ibanez moves to second. McClellan reaches first on the fielder's choice. So that brings up Gunnar James. Got runners on, nobody out, trying to get a big rally here in the seventh. Curveball fouled off, out of play. Off the BIC dugout. 0-1 to James. He's got a homer this year. That would be a big jump start to the inning for the Mustangs. Trying to cut this lead in half. Or almost half at least. Curveball inside. Actually called a strike on the inside corner. Called late. Not sure about that one. 0-2 the count. That one's lined right to Eli Blagg at short. He's going to double off Ibanez at second on the line drive. So double play there. Good hands by Eli Blagg and quick hands over to second to get Ibanez. So 2 down. EPC 1 out away from closing this one out. Ball low to Jax Cobb, the left fielder. He struck out in the first. He reached on an error and came around to score in the third. The second run of the game for BIC grounded out in the fifth. 1-0 the count. Here's the curveball, stays high, grounder to second, tosses to Blagg at second from second to short, I should say, and that's it. That's the third out, and that's the end of the ball game. So the EPC Warriors will move to 4-1 in the 2A3 conference, 8-3 overall. Mustangs will fall to 3-3 in conference, 11-6, and EPC stays in the hunt for that number 2 spot right now, with Riverside having control of the conference at 6-0. EPC now at 4-1 with the loss to the Rebels. So they're staying in the hunt, trying to get that automatic regional berth. But a 10-2 performance here by EPC over the BIC Mustangs. So we'll be back with you next week here on NEA Sports. On Tuesday, I will be in Walnut Ridge, where the Bobcats will take on the Manila Lions in some 3A3 action. So excited to get to see that one. So join us back here on NEA Sports, and if not, we'll see you at the ballpark somewhere.
Runs back in motion, Washington. Man, that's the guy right there. It's going to be a touchdown of 27 yards.
To the 2025.
NEA Sports, baby.
My favorite football week of the
He hit it! Oh my goodness!